Hello again everyone, Dflked here, Firm but Fair Gaming. I wanted to bring you a video on the set pieces. I want to talk to you about gear sets and which ones might be worth going for, which ones aren't, which ones are great right now, which ones could use some work. And as they might be updating these later on, hopefully they do, as most of these aren't really best in slot or really good enough to be running anyway. But I'll give you some examples of what you can run currently that's very well and works very well in different situations. We'll start here with just system corruption. It was mainly a PvP set I found. It has its niches, but I didn't really use it a lot in PvP just due to the fact that the 20-second cooldown for your armor kits didn't work for me. So this is system corruption is 15% armor on kill, which is great. The 40% and 40% disrupt and pulse resistance is okay. The replace armor kits, and you have an instant use, infinite use armor pack that has a 20-second cooldown, and if you're running the backpack, it's 100% bonus armor. And hide your nameplate for 5 seconds. So the nameplate, yeah, cool in PvP. But the 100% bonus armor for 5 seconds is very limited. And the fact that you don't get any regular armor, it's just bonus armor. And the fact that it has a 20-second cooldown sucks. So 20 seconds is a long time in PvP. Odds are you're going to die, or that you might kill all of them if you use it correctly. But the only way to use that I found is hit it right before you attack people. And hopefully that bonus armor lasts long enough that you're able to melt the other group. I would stack as much armor as you can, because 100% bonus armor of what armor you have. So if you have 2 million, you can stack it to 4. That's about the best way, and you can run, instead of weapon handling, either do headshot or crits. So crit damage and crit chance, and just get it up there and get as much crit damage and chance as you can to deal it out. But very niche, PvP oriented, not that great. You can usually use other builds in PvP that would be better. Ongoing Directive, 15% status effect, 20% reload. Those are nice if you're building a status build. Killing a status effect enemy drops hollow point ammo. Hollow point ammo amplifies weapon damage by 20% and applies bleed. If you have a status effect build and you're making a bleed build, yes, this could be okay. It's kind of another very specific, very niche build, and I think you could do it better with just a status effect build versus making a pure bleed damage. It would be very niche, but it could be done. Better options yet. Would I grind for it? No. If I drop some pieces, I'll keep them if they're decent rolls. Like this is almost 12% damage. Yeah, it's okay. I'll keep it. I'll save it for later. Maybe they'll buff this, and maybe it'll go to 30% and might be worth running then. Aces and eights. 15% marksman rifle, 20% headshot. Very nice. 3 pieces of gear gets you 35% damage total when you're using a marksman rifle and hit them in the head. Nice. The Dead Man's Hand. Flip a card when landing headshots with a marksman rifle. After 5 cards are flipped, the damage of your next shot is amplified by 30%. More shots are enhanced, the better the hand revealed. I found the majority of the time, 70% or plus, you're going to get aces and eights, which is 2 shots. So 5 cards are revealed. That's 5 times you have to hit a target to get 2 shots of 30% damage. With the backpack, you can flip an additional card when you hit them, so you can bring that down to 3 shots to flip your cards. So 2 out of the 3 shots will have 30% damage if you hit all the time. Worth it? No. You could run glass cannon on, perfect glass cannon on your chest. There's 30% of the damage all the time, and if you're using a marksman rifle, you probably are hiding behind cover anyway, so that's a better option. That's 30% 100% of the time instead of 30% 66% of the time. Also, with the perfect glass cannon, you can run vigilance on your back. That's 30% on your chest, 25% on your back. Way better than running this with your marksman rifle. Aces and eights, not that good. That definitely needs a buff somewhere. I think with the chest piece on aces and eights, it actually brings the 30% up to 50%. Again, you can do that with Vigilance. You'd actually be 55% with Vigilance and Perfect Glass Cannon. So, again, still not worth it when you can run 2 other pieces of gear and you're not struck with having to hit every shot. Because if you miss a shot, now you have downtime without that bonus. Tip of the Spear, 10% signature weapon damage, 10% weapon damage. I have found one of the real only signature weapons that does really great damage right now is the Gunner spec. I like the Gunner one. Firewall's okay. But the rest take a long time. The Sniper takes a long time to get rounds off. The Crossbow does great damage, but it takes forever to reload. The Grenade Launcher doesn't do the damage it used to do. So if you're going to run this, the best option would be Gunner spec. Specialization weapon kills increase total weapon damage for 20% for 60 seconds. Automatically generate specialization ammo every 60 seconds. Yeah, it's cool, but again, you have to run Gunner spec, and you're taking up a lot of slots, 4 pieces, to get some extra ammo for your minigun. Would I use it? No. Striker, 15% weapon handling, 15% rate of fire. Rate of fire is kind of nice to have. That 15% buff is great. Weapon hits amplify total weapon damage by 0.5%, stacking up to 50 times. So, weapon damage can be buffed by 25%. 1 stack is lost each second. 3 stacks are lost every time you miss. So unless you are hitting all of your shots very rapidly with a very accurate, very high RPM gun, you're probably not going to have a lot of stacks of Striker. Would I use this? No. I've tried this out, and you can get damage again in different ways without using this, and probably be better off than trying to hit every shot and never miss, and your stacks are going away once every second anyway. So I would not use the Striker battle gear either. It's just, it doesn't work that great. There's better options out there. Hardwire. Skill build, people. Hardwire set. I actually have a hardwire loadout. I actually just switched to PC, so I don't have it on PC, but on my Xbox I used to run it a lot. 15% skill haste, 15% skill damage, 15% repair skill. Whenever you use or cancel a skill, your other skill is automatically refreshed and increase total skill damage and repair by 10% for 20 seconds. This can occur at most once per 20 seconds. With the chest piece, it goes from 10% to 25%. And with the backpack, it goes from 20 seconds to 10 seconds. So every 10 seconds, you can throw out Seekers. This, again, works very well if you're running a skill build. You can do Seekers, throw out a Striker drone. As soon as your Seekers exploded the first time, throw out your Striker drone. You'll refresh your Seekers instantly. And then after 10 seconds, destroy your Striker drone, and you'll have your Seekers back again. So you can have Seekers every 10 seconds. That is great. If you're running a skill build, that is phenomenal. Great way to do it. I enjoy the skill build doing that, and you can fire them off a lot. It works with any other, item. You can throw out a mortar turret, or you can throw out a hive, whatever you have that will last 10 seconds duration. So you can destroy it or be destroyed in 10 seconds, and you'll refresh your Seekers. Or if you want to run this, I've seen people run this with a shield and a Reviver Hive. So you'll always have Reviver Hives. That's another option as well. You can be a perfect tank if you want to run this, start stacking the armor on this. You can have a great shield, and then, every time someone goes down, you will be there with a Reviver Hive because you'll instantly refresh your Reviver Hive. That is, it's very good in situations. Very good. I would recommend this set. Now, you don't have to grind for the set. You can actually do a quest kind of line to ensure you can make the set. So I think you only have to donate a couple of hardwire items. It should be in your progressions, but you look for it. You can actually make the hardwire set and all the pieces and keep crafting them. So hardwired set, yes. True Patriot set, plus 30% ammo capacity, plus 30% magazine size. The red, white, and blue. Red amplifies your damage enemy, or the damage you do to enemies by 8%. White is the amount you can heal yourself, 2% every second, and blue is decreases the enemy's damage dealt by 8%. The rotation speed with the chest goes from 2 seconds to 1.5, which is a 30% increase in time for when it rotates. That's alright. The back piece is the most important because they go from 8% to 12, and the healing from 2 to 3. True Patriot set I run a lot of. I like it. It's a great team buff. It works well as if you want to be a tank. It works well with the Pestilence and you want to deal damage but then hit multiple enemies and just start getting everyone that debuff or buff. So it's a good set. I would recommend a True Patriot set. It seems to drop a lot. Like you can see I have 3 chest pieces here and I just keep collecting different True Patriot pieces. I enjoy the True Patriot set. It's a good set, so I would keep that. I try to keep all my set pieces, just in case they move up. But probably top tier right now. This would be number 1 currently in this sandbox. It is Negotiators Dilemma. 2-piece is 15% crit hit chance. 3-piece 20% crit hit damage. Crit hits mark enemies for 20 seconds up to 3 marks total. When you critically hit a marked enemy, all other marked enemies take 60% of the damage dealt. Whenever a marked enemy dies, gain 2% crit hit damage, stacking up to 20 times or until combat ends. Great when you're dealing with big mobs or doing stuff like control points, and if you're going into missions and there's a lot of enemies in one area, it's great. This actually does a lot of damage because you'll be using this with a crit hit damage build. Great set, top tier right now. This is what's really hitting hard. If you want to be, up there on the DPS, this will bring a heavy DPS, especially since the chest piece mark goes from 3 to 5. And the backpack, I don't know. I don't have a backpack. I've never been able to get one to drop. I heard it was raid exclusive at one point, but I haven't been able to get one drop yet. So if someone can let me know, leave a comment below what the backpack does, or take a picture and add it in the comments, that would be great. But yes, the Negotiators Dilemma right now is the top piece that you can run if you want to be DPS. It's just a good set to run. And hopefully some of the other sets get some love. But out of this, Negotiators Dilemma is great. True Patriot's great. Hardwired's great. Rest of them, I really don't feel that they bring enough benefit to run them. So those are the top 3. If you want to leave a comment, like, share, subscribe. And this was Dflked from Firm But Fair Gaming.